Today we want to look at 5 to 7 issues that keep a child locked up, a lock-up syndrome. He's not growing to his full height. Firstly, a nature of poverty, or he didn't have the means, or he thinks he doesn't have the means. That's called a spirit of poverty. Secondly, a mourning, a sorrow that is locked up somewhere in his heart and locking up his future. Thirdly, a broken spot or a weakened spot, a tender spot, I may even say. If you touch it, it's a pain point. She knows it and she doesn't want to expose it through challenge or whatever, so she hides it, cover up, and doesn't go up or doesn't go forward. Fourthly, a place where there is brokenness and where there is a hostility, no peace situation, broken relationship, fractured relationship, father, mother, or former romantic affair fractured, and she knows, he knows that in that place he has no peace to go forward. So no peace keeps him turbulent, erupting. He does not know when his anger will flare up, so he remains short of stature. Sixthly, a place where he was sexually wounded, vulnerable, went wrong, so that thing acts as a unclean spot, a mire, a marsh, muddy patch. Sixthly, a place where he feels no belonging. Often, he does not know to whom he belongs, who will support him. That's called the orphan spirit. No sense of belonging. Seventhly, something in him saying, I have no value, I have no worth, I don't know what I need to stand up for. These 7 things acts like the lock-up syndrome. We have to help children, and there's a good shepherd who will help us to our full stature, full potential. Please take him into your life. Thank you for listening. I'm Dr. Lalith Mendis. For any more of this kind of talk, that motivational talk, please send me a WhatsApp to +94 74 211 5011. Thank you for listening. We encounter children who show great promise, but we also find that they don't keep their potential. So what goes between a child of great promise but does not achieve the potential? I want to explain this through, let's say, the left ventricle. Left ventricle has a certain thickness. It has to pump blood into the aorta, which creates the blood pressure to circulate through the whole body. Right ventricle pumps blood to the pulmonary artery, and that goes for oxygenation of blood through the lungs. But we are looking at the left ventricle. So left ventricle has a thickness of the muscle to get the blood flowing into the aorta. Between the left ventricle and the aorta is the aortic valve that prevents the blood coming back. Then the left ventricle receives the blood from the left atrium. Between the left atrium and the left ventricle is the mitral valve. So it must be open enough for blood to come in, the oxygenated blood that's returning from the lung through the pulmonary veins. From the left atrium, it must come to the left ventricle, left atrium to left ventricle. Between the two is the mitral valve. Now, pardon me, take the child's life as a growing left ventricle. What makes his left ventricular muscle thick enough for that action to push back, push forward the blood that has come in? He must receive enough to push enough. So we know that Dad is a must, especially for the push, the press, the next step and the next uplift. Dad has to be there. mother makes it daily safe. So we find children who have had a fracture with the father, absent or aggressive, or father was lost or whatever, a disconnection, a fracture, they find the push doesn't come. It looks as if the muscular wall of the left ventricle is weak. It's not pushing as it ought to. Then what if the return to fill is not enough? Then also there isn't enough inside him to give a push. So they feel at times an imposter. They feel a greatness inside them, but they feel they can't make it. They're in a place of too much pressure. I can't do this. I can't make it. Of course, if you have been very active, overactive on the screen does regurgitation. That is the same thing over and over again, repeatedly. Whereas for greatness, you must have a track, initiation, navigation, end goal, successful end conclusion, well done, reward, and go through the same thing for the next initiation. And initiation, navigation, good reward track must come every hour, because our default mode network of thought is set every hour. I am Dr. Lalith Mendis, Director, Colombo Empathic Learning Center. I often encounter kids with good potential. Parents are helpful, but somewhere between the cup and the lip there has been a slip. Somewhere the process of receiving from the mitral valve into the left ventricle, from the left ventricle blood being pushed into the aorta. What if there's obstruction to the outlet, the pushing thing? Then the child will make great effort, but he can't get it there. What if there's an obstruction in the inlet, the mitral valve? Then he's not getting enough for his push. What if there was a scar on the wall? Now we know when people have a heart attack, there's a scar on the muscle tissue of the ventricle, and the ventricle can't pump as it should be pumping. Strength is leaked out, or strength is compromised, because there's one part of that thing, it feels weak. So in the child's life, there might have been a year, there might have been a season, there might have been some incident that made his pushing muscle weak. Now understand the allegory. I'm looking at the left ventricle of the heart that gives the push to the blood to go through all of the body. I'm using that allegory, parable, example. What helps a child to push all he can to achieve his full potential? Then he might feel there may be in his family, coming down the line, incidents of sudden loss of reputation, loss of wealth, as if, and this happened in another generation and a former generation. Those are called generational iniquities or put downs. The technical word is curse. Many people think curse is what others do to you, but also those factors which makes you a put down, makes you lose force, lose momentum, a self-sabotage, an ankle lock, something that pushes you down from inside you. You don't know why you can't stand straight and tall. You feel you have the ability, but when you try to do it, you feel a ceiling putting you down. Those things might be there. Then there may be word put downs that have come to you even from teachers or parents who didn't intend it to be like that, but it worked like that. Thirdly, there might be all indictments, all court cases, all charges, accusations that come at you. Fourthly, there might be other errors, wrongs, failures that come at you, speaking to you, speaking down to you. It's condescension. You can't do this. You're an imposter. What are you trying to do? So be aware. But we have a good shepherd. We have a good shepherd. He gives us the adequate push, strength in the muscle, enough input, and an avenue of expression. It may be sports, it may be music, it may be studies. Each child has an avenue of output in which he can become brilliant. I mentioned few: music, sports, studies, handiwork. Some are very technical from their younger days. So each child has a brilliance waiting to shine forth. and we want to give them their best. But there are things that work inside them also. So we are told the Good Shepherd will heal the brokenhearted. What is a broken heart? An event, incident, and a chain of events that happen, that muscle fiber to muscle fiber, the wall got weak. Then they will find that they inexplicably, some things are pulling them apart from inside them, not outside obstruction. So I have pitched this theory or the parable, the left ventricle pumping blood into the aorta, receiving blood from the left atrium. So a child's life being strong to do this. So he has enough input from parents, teachers, resources fed into his life, and he has an output. Output must be clear. Outlet must be clear. What is the specific outlet this child has got from the Good Shepherd? It may be studies, it may be sports, it may be music. He may be a technical guy, very handy with his hands from young days. So children types become different, but all have a area or zone of brilliance that God has given, because God is fair to all. So this is the context in which we are understanding the things that may have come against a child in the inlet, the input from dad or mom going down. Or he can't see his outlet clearly. Some kids cannot find their best area of enterprise. The subject we are addressing is, why shouldn't all kids grow up to their full potential? Because God is known to be fair, He has given a full potential. When the child is growing into that full potential, stage by stage, he feels inside him he is growing. So every child is a vine planted by a stream of God's supply, parental supply, and he grows up and he puts out a branch and becomes fruitful in every season, age 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 50, 60, 70, 80. If you live up to be 90, there's still something for you to do. Nelson Mandela is the best example for this. So we want to see our children, they are performing muscle, they are living muscle without a scar as much as possible, because the scar in the muscle makes that push weak. Then they begin to feel they can't achieve what they are meant to achieve. So they must be out of indictment, no court cases against them. So we speak to them always language of improvement, language of possibility. Course correction, yes, but you can improve. We don't say that was horrible or that was bad. We say, let's train up. So we get them to the on your mark, get set, and they set their eyes on the goal, and there is initiation, navigation, and in conclusion. Some get late in the start. Some get flummoxed midway in navigation, some obstruction, some distraction, some weakness, some hurdle. Then some don't pitch to the goal itself. They give up on things having started. We have to address that character in a child. But work by making the muscles strong. Let there be no lien. So Bible says He will heal the brokenhearted, the Good Shepherd will. He will set the captive free. Captive is one who has something inside him binding him down. He wants to go forward, but something inside him is pulling him. Then set the prisoners free. There is a cage from outside holding him down or limiting him. That's a cage from outside. So there's a broken heart, God can heal. He sets captivity within free. Of course, it may be addictions and stuff like that. It may be generational iniquities that is keeping him a captive inside him. He has every appearance or ability to do well, but there's a captive inside. Then we speak to him liberation, that the Savior came to set them free, and any bindings inwardly to set loose. There may be knots of unpleasant experiences, erroneous behavior, trying to knot him up, knot her up, but parents speak the language of loosing every knot. Savior also speaks that language. And we don't do cross marks to say you were wrong, you were wrong. We don't want to put wrong marks on their life because already the Savior has erased those marks. So these are the inward things. Then there are outside cages, but when working with him, every age and every stage, we grow another branch that gives us fruit. So we grow a root deeper, little bit taller, shoot out a branch which grows more fruit, and in every season we have success. That's how a child likes to grow. So let's keep this going. Attend on the things that make them inwardly weak, attend on the things that they are threatened by on the outside, enough input, and clarify for them the outlet that they need to have in life. In which outlet will they do best? Sports, music, studies, technical things. So each child has a track for brilliance, best potential. I am Dr. Lalith Mendis, Director, Columbia Empathic Learning Center. If you want clips like this or any other on brain screen balance, please send a WhatsApp to +94 74 211 5011. If you want a cost-free consultation, please give a telephone call to 077 151 2801, either for yourself or your child's issue on digital screen or curricular issues. Please give a telephone call to that number for a cost-free consultation. Till we meet again with a midday broadcast, thank you for listening.